Hi everyone, welcome to the Knacklers workshop and Hotchpotch number 16 I think it is. So just right at the workshop, and I just thought I'd give you a little view of this. Just going to, in the kitchen here, just put the kettle on and we'll get that all in the way. So a little bit weird start to the Hotchpotch, and it'll become a bit more apparent when we, well, in a few minutes, a few seconds. So, so as you can see, a complete load of rubbish I've got here, all stored up, and this was well, having another clear out basically was as a result of what happened at Tom at Hilltop Machine Shop. So I'll talk about that a little bit more. This is how I normally leave the workshop. All the machines are all covered up when I go at night. So let me set the camera up and I'll bring you back, and then we'll get on with everything that I want to talk to you about today. Okay, back in a minute. Hi everyone, so we're all set up. So that's a rough idea. I'll probably go off track and ramble away on something else. But Hilltop Machine Shop, Tom over there has recently had a fire, and it's pretty devastating. So I'm going to put the link to Tom's video in there, and Tom set up a GoFundMe page. So it, you know, if there's any way you can help, then clearly that will be, you know, I'm sure, you know, much appreciated. And if you can't, you know, I know times are a bit hard financially around the world, so maybe, you know, even if you just leave a playlist of his videos running, that helps a bit with the ad revenue. So anything you can do to help, I'm sure will be gratefully received. And I've also put the link down. I made a video about fire safety. And I put a link to that in, and that was after Cliff had a fire in his workshop. And that's what, you know, at the beginning of the video we talked, I showed all the rubbish. I've just got rid of that because it's so easy to, I'm not saying Tom was complacent, but you know, many of us are, and it's so easy just to let slip things. So after seeing Tom's video, I had a bit of a clean up. Okay, so that's a bit about Tom, and you know, I wish you all the best, Tom. Yeah, I hope to see you back up and running soon. Where have I been on the missing list? So I've made very few videos. It's been getting worse and worse, to be honest, and the reason for that is but also other YouTube subscribers, I've struggled to watch their videos. Sort of towards the last 3 months of last year, my brother got quite poorly, and we were travelling up about, he lived about 50 miles away from me, so we're going up there every week, and you know, just sort of trying to help out. After the new year, he got, you know, hospitalised, and subsequently it ended up with sort of end of life care, and sadly we lost him today's Saturday when I'm filming this. We lost him last Saturday, so I've just been going up every day to be with him. So yeah, you know, as much as I do my best to do all this stuff, you know, family obviously comes first. So that's what's kept me away from you all. Yeah. Anyway, so what we got on there after that? I'm going again. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the missing list again. It's likely that I will be gone. No, I'm having a replacement hip. It's likely to happen in the next month. Oh no, I've probably got a month, and then it should happen any time after that. So between now, and then I won't be able to drive for 6 weeks, so I won't be able to get here to the workshop. So the plan will be to, between now and in the next month, I'm going to make as many videos as I can and just sort of stock them up. So I'll probably only be doing one or two, no, probably one every second week for the moment, until I get enough of a backlog to, and then if I can manage to get a backlog, then I'll start releasing them. Yeah, and likewise I plan to take quite a few photos in advance for the Instagram thing, and then we can see what we can do there, see if we can keep that ball rolling a bit whilst on my way. Okay, so where are we going? So now we've done all that bit, so let's have a look. New tools. So probably the first thing to talk about is I bought a new camera, and that's what I'm just whizzing around talking to you on now. Most of originally I was using an Olympus Pen F. That was the camera I was using, but to be truthful, it's far too expensive to have in a grubby old workshop. So then I got the GoPro. That's a GoPro 7. So I know Matty had one, and you know, we all know Matty's workshop, and he has good, you know, makes good videos with his. Then I got a 10, and I've struggled with it completely. It's not been good actually. I always found the 7 better, but they've become relatively unreliable. It could be the super cold weather in here, I'm not sure, but anyway. So I decided to buy another one. So what I'm filming you on at the moment is a Sony Z, because I'm English, or Z if you're American, ZV-1. And what I plan to do, because it's quite an interesting camera, because as you can see, so we got the mug in focus, and as you bring something up, it brings that totally into focus, and then you can see the mug sort of gone blurry, and then you move it away and you go back, and it's quite amazing, and it's all doing automatically. I'm not doing anything marvellous here. It's got an LED screen, which obviously you don't get with the GoPros, because if you're a regular viewer, I'm always touching the back of the GoPro screen to try and see what's going on. Am I still recording, or is it in shot? So I've bought loads of different things for this camera. So what I plan to do is, whilst I'm sort of stuck in the man cave after my hip's been done, I will make a video showing all the setup on this camera. Yeah, so it's early days, but I'm starting to use it a bit more. Okay. Alright, so that's the camera. That's new in the workshop, and more on that later. I might as well keep going here. Winter warmers. So this the little time I've had in the workshop, it's been murder. So I've got the old fingerless gloves, just like Ralphie Customs, something around my neck. I've got this crazy old hat. I look like a Eskimo when I'm working in there in the winter, and a beard, like one of these Sherpa type waistcoat thing, which I put under the normal brown coat I wear in the workshop. It does help, but it's pretty desperate in here quite a lot of the time. So that's winter warmers. Oh yeah, sorry, and just flipping back to the camera, this thing is a remote control, so for it, so that's quite good. So you can use it as a remote. Let me just put the camera there, open it up, and then it also works as a tripod as well. So it's quite a cool little thing, really. So, but as I say, I'll show you that a bit more of that in the video specific about the camera gear. Okay, alright, what I'm going to do is I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to switch over to the old GoPro and we'll carry on with that, because I managed to forget to bring the mounting bracket to put this one on the tripod. So I'll be back in a second, okay? Right, so we're now filming on the GoPro 7, okay. So one of the things I've got is some new boots. I suddenly thought with my hip operation coming up, last thing I want to do is break a toe and not be overdone. So steel toe caps, steel underneath. They're pretty, well, yeah, they're fine, comfortable. I think they're about 25 quid. And actually, it became very interesting when you watch Tom's issues about the fire in his workshop. I mean, Tom got quite some serious burns, and he talks about the boots he was wearing and how they saved his feet. So you know, for 25 quid, it seems to me it's just such an investment. So pleased with those. Yep, so let's get rid of them. So I think we've seen sneaking into shot a 1 to 2 Moore micrometer. We got a 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 6. Now pick these up as a job lot. They all seem pretty good, you know. They yeah. Well, it's just a complete set. I can't imagine using half this anyway there, because it's just so big compared with what I use. But it was a keen price. I put a bid in, never imagined to win it. They all seem okay, probably want a bit of cleaning up. Again, it's just another project when I'm stuck in the man cave for 6 weeks and not been able to get down here. So the only downside thing I don't have is the standards, which is a bit of a problem, but I don't have any slip gauges, so I was thinking of investing in a set of them, and then maybe I can piece them together to give me some sort of, you know. Right, I'm back on the Sony camera, the GoPro 7, just conked out, so it just had to wait to why I bought one. So I'll just go handheld now for the rest of it. So I bought some wood chisels. So these are, if we go over there, we got the 𝗏𝗏 Star. So these are just so I can start to, I've never done any wood turning. I don't even know whether these are any good, to be honest, but again, reasonable price. Let's see if we can get, I don't know what I've done here. Anyway, let me have a look, see what I've got upside down. That's a better one. Okay. Yeah, so just Sheffield steel Moore. I can't see it. Anyway, so 6 of them. Maybe good, maybe not, but that's the problem when you don't know anything. It's very difficult to make an informed decision. Just a little bracket for the 𝗏𝗧𝗜𝗖𝗞𝗘𝗥. Again, silly bid. Turned out well. A job lot of 120 needle files. I think it was 120. Again, why do I need 120? Probably don't. So, but you know, price is right. That's it. So what we got here. So we had the abacus, yeah, the calculating, and we've got the Machinist Pro Calc. Machinist Calc Pro 2. So we got two ends of the spectrum here, but then I came across this. Let me open it up. Sorry guys, just wasn't how I planned this. So what we've got here, basically I think this sits in the middle. It's effectively a slide rule, so it's pretty damn cool. So it's extremely old, and you've got two sides, and it's a phenomenal thing. So it's made by Fowler. So we're definitely, if you remember on the calc, my nephew did the last video. He's a maths school teacher, so he's got a very good way of putting over those sort of mathematical sort of principles. So if you're watching Nick, expect a phone call. So I'll get Nick to run through. Yeah, I've got the original. Got the original documentation that came with it. So yeah, I think that'd be quite a fun thing, and it's in pretty good condition. So again, I saw one of these. I've been searching. They go for such silly money for something that you really is a novelty thing. But I managed, you know, like most of my things, I just have saved searches, and eventually you'll get something. Normally when someone spelt it wrong, but anyway. So that's a pretty fun project coming up. And the only move over here, I just bought a few quarter drive sockets. So again, as we all know, it's only tiny stuff. This is one very similar to Robert over the Xanadu channel. He showed one of these a while back, and I managed to find one. That one's just to put the bits in, you know, screwdriver bits and stuff. So I've got those two, got those, so we've got metric, imperial and BA. So yeah, I tend to not use too many spanners in the workshop. So those are that bit. What we've got, another old toolmaker's cabinet, maybe we could call it. This is a pretty tired one again. I gave it a bit of a rub over with some, what do you call it, beeswax the other day, just to try, you know, my big goal is, I'm not going to spend hours restoring this thing, because I want it to work. So I just gave, so it's more preservation. Let's get something on there, stop it getting any worse. And got the good old Vic in there. If you've not done what that is, check out the Weekend Workshop tips, how to stop things rusting, explains all about that. Now, I'm finding with the Vic and the wooden boxes, it creates such a stability to stop things rusting, you know. I haven't really got many metal toolboxes, so and this one we've seen before. This was the one I think I showed in the last Hotchpotch, which I've got all the parts for the Unimat, all the accessories on that. Everything's fabulous. I'm not getting any rust, and so I think if I can pick these up, and generally if you get one that's a bit rickety, you don't pay too much, you know. I've got the handle, I took that off just so you can put things on top. There's no key. But it'll do. So the purpose why I've bought this, so we're starting to think about getting the deco tool and cutter grinder going. So the object was to put all the collets and anything to do with the deco in there. So that's that. So I think that's all the new bits and bobs that I've purchased, but you know, yeah. So let's have a bit of what we've got next on the list, new tools. So we're going to have a walk around the workshop. So the ML7, I need to do some maintenance on it. You can't take hardly a cut of anything. I've been trying to progress things on the shaper, and it's become a pain in the arse. I think it's the because you've got 3 drive belts here, and they need swapping. Fortunately, I've got 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 his belts on his trial lever, so I can follow his expertise, and that's going to get me over that. So I think I'm going to have to invest a bit of time, because basically you can't turn anything, you know. So that's a pain. Just various. I'm starting to move some of the tooling back out here. I'm not, and I'll talk about why, but I'll do it in a minute. But yeah. So 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 So yeah, just to be honest, this is where all the 𝗀𝗏𝗡𝗧 stuff lives. I generally just lift it off this bench and then put it on the big one when I'm using it. So I've got to turn some, actually it was really funny, I didn't really know, I would have called them step washers, but watching John's workshop, he talked about top hat washers. So that's actually what I want to make for the shaper project. So that's set up, ready to do that, maybe next week. New machine day, I filmed the video for that, not edited it. So that will be the video probably 2 weeks after this one. What we got here? The 𝐏𝐋𝐀𝐘𝐋. Goodness me, this thing's, I'll push this to the limit. Sawing things that are far too big for it really, but it just chugs away and gets there in the end. Underneath all this is a surface grinder. So yeah, we're going nowhere on that one at the moment. So probably the lowest priority on anything in here. So we've got the shaper project, so we've got lots of what do you call, pulleys for the changing the speed. We've got 2 con rods and we've got some shafts, so we'll fit that through. Got a bit of 10mm bar. These are big lumps of steel that I've been cutting with the 𝗏𝗋𝗃, so they're all prepared. I just need the lathe to work so I can progress this. So we're making a separate sort of counter shaft thing, so it's not actually fitted to the shaper. So whether I want to use it for the shaper or not, I could use it for something else. It doesn't make any difference. So let me walk round because I've got the old tripod in the way. So I've removed the base of the shaper and we've got it over here, trying to paint it, starting to get that stuff done. We've got the main part of it. If you're not too sure what about the shaper, there's a playlist so you can have a better look. We've got the table for the shaper all painted up. This voice, I think I showed you last time, this was all still left as steel, but it was flash rust and it was not working, so I've got the paint out, cover that in paint. So shaper project, we'd definitely do a video on there. This is the base that the decal came in. Now what I've decided to do, for want of no real experience of using the decal, is to fit it back into here. Sometimes I'm going to scrub all this up, but I'm going to make a lid to be able to enclose it, so again it can be enclosed to help protect against rust. And as I've just said, having it in wood does seem, in my eyes, to create some sort of stability as far as temperature variations to avoid rusting. So we've got the decal under the bench there. So probably the order of operations on the decal will be fix the box up, start with the end in mind. I'm going to create the environment where it's going to sit. The next part of it will be to sort the electric motor out. So it's a 3-phase one, so I've got an inverter, so we're going to get all that running, make sure, get the bearings done, make sure that's all tickety-boo, and then crack on with the main part of it. So that's where we are on the shaper, and it's a bit of the decal. I've got the old this old lamp, counterpoise lamp. That's what I'm going to have set up for the decal. So that will be help my old eyes. So what we got now? The Enclave Star. Nothing much has happened since the last video on that. I had been looking at different workbenches so I could move it off the Workmate, but as I explained earlier, my priorities have been with my family, so that's been a, yeah, it's gone nowhere, but we will progress that. The bike you all love to hate, the 𝗪𝗏𝗡𝗅𝗡. So video on that. Interesting enough, as a result of the work I've done on here, this is a track bike, a track frame, and it's got a I don't know if you can see there, crack in there. So, and that's the bit that, don't want to drop it because it's not mine, that's the bit that clamps the seat bolt in. So the plan is to chop all this stuff away, chop all this stuff away and be able to fit an external clamp. I won't video that, but I am going, that's the job I need to do next week. Just all these old bits. So the scrapping I've been doing, my friend who owns bike shops just gives me old wheels and junk, and I just chop it up, micro scrapping, courtesy of Ian Matthews, and we've got a scrap metal place around the corner, so that just buys a few bits and bobs. I don't think I'll ever film that. Where are we now then? So door Westbury, all tickety-boo on there, everything's lovely, no issues. Sensitive drilling machine, that's fabulous. If you look at the weekend workshop tips video, that this is all designed to fit in a 𝗪𝗏𝗡𝗥, so I can just lift off whatever I want. So the little grinder machines, these are all fitted now to here. So I've got 4, so well, room for 4 wheels. I keep saying I'm going to order the wheels, replacement wheels. I have found a place in the UK that do, because they're 5-inch 125mm, they're not always as easy to find. But I found somewhere, I just need to do the order. So again, that's one I'm going to catch up on. The BCA jig borer, yeah, my favourite. Well, pretty much, yeah, could be classed as my favourite machine. I've moved one of the Kennedy boxes out here. It's not too clever there really, but I'm trying to, yeah, I'm not sure why I have, but I have. Well, yeah, so that's all the machines and just a bit of a walk around. What I've been toying with the idea, so the guy, this here is what we've been terming as the clean room, and that's the storeroom, and the storeroom will eventually become where I put all the grinders in. So the surface grinder, we'll probably put the 𝐏𝐋𝐀𝐾 in there, and the bench grinders and the deco. So we can shut the door, keep all the crap in one place. Excuse me. So we've got the clean room, but actually if we go over, it just ends up as a dumping ground for everything under here, or just different projects ready they do. So I've been thinking of saying to the guys, excuse me, about removing this wall. So what it would allow me to do is turn the 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 on its side, so again benefiting from the light. What it would do is then have a bench right across the back wall here, and that's an external wall, which would allow me then to be able to have a one of the diesel heaters, which would maybe help keep this place a bit warm in the winter. And then the new machine could also fit on that side. And then all the stuff, because this room's used as a storeroom, then I would move all that out here into this corner, so that this is effectively the dark side of the, not the moon, but the dark side of the workshop. So that's a thought. I can't really decide. It's very difficult keeping this dust free with the the chippies downstairs. So I think it may well be a plan just to lose that wall, and I think I can make use of the space better than try and create this clean room that I don't think I'm ever really going to be able to keep clean. Okay, so I think that's about it. So what the plan will be, just to say again, I'll do a video every second week up until I'm back in business after my hip operation. and then yeah, well, that's it really. Yeah, so yeah, that's it, I think. So as always, you know, many thanks to everyone who subscribes to this YouTube channel and puts up with me, you know, almost sniffing and everything, and fabulous, you know. The Instagram thing is going quite, you know, well. So if you're interested in seeing, I generally put a picture up every day, well, 5 days a week, and just whatever I'm actually doing on the given day, you know, in here. So, you know, the following grows there, so that's quite nice, and I'm grateful to you all. Okay, so as always, many thanks for watching, and stay happy, strong and healthy, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.